Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about time in business in Japan. Za eigyo desu. Sore de wa ikimashou. So let's get going. This is the 5th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, and now my new book in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive COVID-19. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 301. Today, we're talking about why does everything take so long in business in Japan? In our business at our size, we have to be the speedboat. We cannot be the oil tanker, is a key mantra for my franchise company. Why is that the case? I'm the only non-Japanese in the firm, and I was frustrated at the slow pace of decision-making and action taken by the team. Growing up in Western business, speed of decision-making and taking action are requirements drummed into you from an early age. Other foreign leaders in Japan reading our speed mantra will be sagely nodding their heads at this point because their multinational firms may be larger in scale, but the issue is the same. It doesn't seem to make sense why things are so slow here. Japan seems very, very efficient. The famous bullet train, the Shinkansen, has an unbelievable record of being on time. The average delay of Shinkansen trains is less than 1 minute per year. And there are over 3,000 trains annually whistling by at speeds of over 230 kilometers per hour. Train commuters based outside Japan will be astonished at these numbers. There is also hardly any litter here, graffiti, drugs, guns, or crime, the usual reality for many people living in big Western cities. Everything works and works well, so it seems the pinnacle of efficiency. Inside companies, though, the picture is quite different. In the West, ambitious, thrusting employees trying to make a name for themselves and get promoted are rapid-fire machines. They are constantly pushing the boundaries, taking calculated risks, and quite aware they are being judged on how quickly and well they can get things done. In Japan, none of these things are particularly important. Sprinting off a cliff is thought to be a bad idea in Japan. It is much better to take some time, cross every T, and dot every I before moving work along. Speed often leads to mistakes being made, and in Japan, that is unacceptable. This fear of making mistakes and errors has everyone measuring 3 times before cutting once. Western CFOs are clever. They've worked out that there is a ratio of defects to profitability. The thinking is, if we accept the 3% error rate, even taking into account having replaced defective goods, the firm will make more money. than trying to achieve a 100% no defect outcome. This would get CEOs salivating at the thought of making more profit, and the CFO will get a big bonus, but not in Japan. That CFO suggestion wouldn't see the light of day here because it is unthinkable. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Our show today is being sponsored by, on the 24th of August, our Dale Carnegie course, our flagship course, How to Come Out of Your Comfort Zone and Tackle New Challenges, do things you've never done before. Push yourself through the limits you've set for yourself and go to a higher level of professionalism and results in your career. How to become a better leader, how to become a better people person, how to deal with the stress, how to be a better communicator, all wrapped up in this course. On the 30th of August, we'll have another phenomenal program, high impact presentations, 2 instructors, 2 days, everything videoed, unbelievable amount of one-on-one coaching in this program. This is what makes the difference. On the 6th of September, we'll be doing our Confident English course. This is a course designed for Japanese staff who you have maybe an English-speaking environment in the company, so everyone's employed because they can speak English. Some people struggle a little bit, so maybe they get sent to Eikaiwa English language courses. Doesn't matter. When it gets to the VIP in the meeting or, online meeting around the world with colleagues, they don't say much. Quiet. As silent as the tomb. Why? Well, it's not because they don't have enough vocab, because they do. It's not because they don't know the grammar, because they probably know more about English grammar than we do as native speakers. Yet they lack the confidence. They're worried about losing face. They're worrying about looking stupid. They're worrying about how they will perceive and the impact on their career. So the best idea is shut up. And in a sense, they don't say anything. Well, this is not what companies want. They want people to speak up. They want them to contribute. They want to put Japan on the map internationally. They want to bolster the brand for Japan. They want people to speak up. And this is the program you need to send them to, Confident English, to do that. Also on the 6th of September, we're doing our previews to catch up with all the things that are coming up. We can test them before we actually do them in real time and in the real classroom. Check out our website, www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. And they're all available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. And don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Supreme attention to detail, no defects, no errors are rock-solid values in Japan. To achieve these vaunted outcomes, a lot of triple checking is required, and that takes time. Getting things out the door pronto is not valued here if there are any mistakes in the process. The MVP, or minimum viable product idea, is a difficult concept here because the product has to work well and reliably, or no one wants to buy it. Of course, there is a love of Kaizen here around making further incremental improvements, but the original release cannot have problems or the product is dead in the water. This safety-first idea is also a mantra in decision-making. Japan is not as litigious as some Western countries, so the legal ramifications are not necessarily the prime driver. There is another fundamental concern which slows down business deal-making. Western firms enjoy marriages of convenience. Two firms come together to make more money collectively than they could individually, and there is the thought that this situation is only as good and lasting as the immediate benefits. When these run out, then we all just move on. Japan sees business marriages as monogamous, lifelong and full of mutual obligations. If the business partnership is a lifelong arrangement, then a lot of due diligence has to be carried out before any agreements are struck. This is all understood within Japan, and companies here know that Western companies operate off a much more short-term framework, so there is an inherent risk associated with dealing with non-Japanese firms. Unless it is a founder-led company, usually the president is not the decision-maker. The more junior people will conduct the due diligence, and then the results go up and get homogenized across the various divisions within the firm which will be affected by the decision to do business with this other firm. This homogenization works well for milk, but it can be a painfully slow process within the company decision-making structure. Imagine everyone is worried about taking any responsibility for this decision in case something goes wrong, so the triple checking is being repeated at every level. No one gets rewarded for speed, but the downside of mistakes is vast. There is an internal decision-making document called a ringisho, which collects the personal seals of each decision-maker before it can progress to the senior ranks, where the actual rubber-stamped formal decision will be taken. In the West, when the buyer says, "We will think about it," this is usually an invitation, even a challenge, for salespeople to push harder on who will be involved in the decision. What things will be a major concern to them? How long will this take? And how can we speed that process up? In Japan, they really do need to think about it, and they would rather make decisions slowly than repent at leisure for a bad choice. It is not uncommon for us to gain a new client who we met 3 years ago. I always tell my salespeople, the buyer is never on your timetable. Companies prefer to move at a glacial pace because slow is safe. What about all the opportunity costs, the missed chances, the deals gone begging? No one cares particularly. So focus on patience and perseverance when dealing with Japan. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today, use it, and go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.